Hi, I'm Melissa Bunch.
And this is Paul Bunch.
And
welcome to the Spirit Code.
And
I beat you.
Today we're going to teach you how to navigate your way around the website. So if you're watching this video, I hope that you're interested in learning about energy healing to work on the healing process for yourself and for your family. So if that is the case, please go to pre-registration. And on the pre-registration link, you are going to see the instructions that you need to do to be able to become a part of the program. All right, so we are going to click on the program. We're going to give you a sneak peek as to what you'll be able to find.
Right, after going through and developing an account, you'll be able to see this front page.
Oh, and you know what? They have to be approved.
Right.
So we are not going to be aware that you have even registered until you have paid. So if you register and you have not gone through the PayPal link, we will not be given notification that you have even gone through the registration process.
You can also send us an email to let us know as well.
Right. And so once you've been approved, you'll most likely be approved within 24 hours, most likely within a couple of hours. And then you can begin navigating your way around the site.
So the first thing I want to show to you on this program is where to click on first. And you can click on any of these images here. But the first one I want you to look at is the introduction. So click on there. And
this is not one of like those boring, contract introductions that I never bother to read through. This really is going to kind of give you an idea of how the program works and how this whole process works too, and what you can be a part of, because we also have a Facebook group where on Saturdays we'll be doing a Facebook Live where we are interactively asking your questions and assisting you in some of the struggles that you might be having with any of your clients or with your own healing.
And please go through and read the Welcome to the Spirit Code and go through the introduction. Just to let you know, we also have our story that I wrote up, and Melissa might eventually write up her story too. But we'll see.
I'll most likely videotape it because I like to be on camera.
Yeah. But another thing I would like to point out is that this program is something that we want to make a community effort in doing. It's more of a grassroots effort that we want to accomplish here. We want as many people to participate as possible, and that is also why we're making it as affordable as possible.
Yeah, all the training ones that we were participating in when we were beginning this, each one was anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 for the program. And it was really difficult because we didn't know which ones we wanted. And so we've spent a lot of time praying about this and how to do this so that we can support our family and so that we can also bring this to you in the most affordable manner possible. And that's why we came up with the membership idea, where it is a contract-free membership. You'll be getting a monthly bill from PayPal. And so as long as you pay that monthly bill, you have access to the website.
Okay, and so after going through the introduction, there's training that we would like for you to go through. Yeah. And there's a few options to get to there. So we made a link here. There's also the bottom right here that takes you to the main pages of the program. And you can go back to the front page right here. And so going back to the front page, we see that there's another icon for the training. So let's just go here.
And this introduction is going to tell you that we want you to start with learning the videos. And now this is not the video link on the top. The video link on the top, right where, thank you, Paul, right where Paul is pointing, that's mostly our free emotional freedom technique training videos. And those are going to be ones that you can link to your clients to give them access to a portion of their energy release to help with the balancing of the hormones. But that's not your training section. The training videos are going to be right here in this section, and then you need to click on videos. And we are uploading videos quite frequently. So right now we only have 2 uploaded, but hopefully when you look at this, you will see a dozen or 2. All right, so each of these are a link. So if you click on the video, each of them will have a link, and each of them will have some sort of manual or something to go along with it so that you can follow along.
Right, so as an example, this video has these 3 documents that you can download to participate in that video with.
Now, if you already know how to do muscle testing, please still watch the video, because our techniques are going to be a little bit different, and then we're also teaching you how to do the initial consultation form, and or at least the second one is, and how to muscle test different types of foods, and the different types of questions that we go through. So even if you know how to muscle test, we really still recommend that you take these classes, and you can speed through any portion that you feel to be something that you're already aware of. But please still watch the videos, even if you feel as though you're an expert on these.
Okay, so let's go back to the front page. The next thing that we would like to help guide you through is the appointment forms. So we have 2 appointment forms. One is for the initial consult, and then for the one that is for every other appointment afterwards. And you can find a blank form right here. And we also provide a training on that. That was in the second video that you just saw. And so we'll just click on this real quick. So this gives you an idea of the information that we fill out in the initial consult. And so this is one that you can use as a guideline if you'd like to, or you can create your own. And let's go ahead and head back to the front page again.
And so on here, really we want to share with you the most, because you can explore this website yourself. We don't need to show you everything. Is that we do have treatments for pathogens, for toxins, and over here, energies and the self-sabotage steps, and then the charts. So these are going to be the ones that you're going to spend the majority of your time. While tapping also pretty much everything on the right side. Once you've already learned what you're doing, this is going to be where you're spending most of your time, and then the toxins and the pathogens. And when you click on something such as energies, we just want to give you a brief example that these are the different categories, and when you click on each category, you're going to have the different subcategories below. And then each one already has the full treatment that is available to you. And this is roughly 10 pages. And we just want to share with you that everything that we have in here is very precise, it is very detailed, and it is spelled out to teach you exactly what to do. Because we've come across a lot of people that say, I don't know how to do this, and it's just not for me. I want an energy healer and I want that help, but I don't have that gift. And so we've worked really hard to make this program available to everybody, even if this is not something that comes natural to you, so that you can learn the basics. And once you get the muscle testing down, and once you know how to use the program, and you've at least read through everything, you don't have to read through all of the energy releases, but you've learned the compounds, and you've learned the self-sabotage steps, and you understand some of the lingo and the different processes, that you're ready to begin working with your family, and to begin working on your own health.
Okay, another thing that I'd like to make mention of is that a lot of times people are familiar with energies in the energy world, but these are not energies that we have seen anywhere else. These are energies that Melissa and I have been taught through some like personal experience, and also a lot through
personal revelation,
guidance through our Heavenly Father.
Mm-hmm.
And these energies are some of the most damaging to the body, and that's why we've focused on these ones. And also working with the mind. We've talked a lot about working with the spirit, the mind, and the body, and some people don't realize that we also have these energies stored within our spirit, our mind, and our bodies. And we work through a complete release in all of these areas.
Right.
Another thing that I'd like to point out too, I made a comment section down at the bottom of the main pages. And that is because I want you to participate in this. This isn't something that, as we were talking about earlier, something that we just want to sell to you. We want to make this a community, so feel free to add your input. If you have something that you've learned on your own that you'd like to share, please share it with us as well.
Yeah. And so something that we focused a significant amount of our attention on is that when you are dealing with a trauma, we are not just dealing with one emotion and one trauma. And we are not going back to the first one and then working on each one. We're dealing with everything. All of the connections, all of the attachments, all of the emotions involved, all of the people that we have been connected to, all of the damaging self-talk, all of the toxins that your body has created to try and break down the way that your body has stored this. I mean, there are so many different components, the hormonal reaction, the atonement steps. There are so many different components to everything that what we've done is it's a whole category of emotional trauma. We're not just releasing one, we're doing it all. So we're doing all of the emotional traumas that you have experienced in your entire life. And so we've taken a very particular process to make sure that you don't have any processing, that you are not going to have any energetic wounds. There will not be any exhaustion once you are done. And we're going to be able to be a lot more thorough and more complete. And that's why we included the self-sabotage program, is because a lot of these energies are living, which means that if you're still in the middle of a trauma, or you're still in the middle of feeling that no will to live energy, it doesn't matter how much somebody is going to release your past. If that is still how you're thinking today, it's still how you're going to think tomorrow. So the self-sabotage steps are meant to take you from where you are right now to where you want to be. And it takes you step by step through the 12 steps. And it's a fantastic program, but it has to be done with 2 people. And it also incorporates the compounds and foods and all the energy releases. So it's a very comprehensive program with a significant amount that we have to offer to you.
So in the future, we'll likely be doing several videos just on the energy releases themselves, because they are very detailed, and we want to make sure that you are as familiar with them as we are.
Is it okay if I click on self-sabotage?
Go for it.
All right, babe. So here we actually have a portion of our book uploaded, and we also have this as a manual, and we feel that it's really important to have both, to have the website program and to be able to have the paperback manual. And that is for in times of disaster, that you will also have it in paper. But we also find that sometimes it's easier to just kind of flip through the books and the manuals than it is to pull up the entire program. So in here we have all the different steps, and when you click on each one, it's giving you exactly the steps that you need to do and exactly the conversations that you need to have with your client. And if it's something that is new to you, you can read it word for word. It's spelled out, so you can read it word for word. And then it tells you exactly what to do in the energy release, and exactly what homework to give to your client, and exactly all the steps to do. And then what you can do is you can incorporate that in each of your appointments.
Right, and the self-sabotage actually has a lot of the life coaching portions that we include in our program.
And
but
the mentoring program.
That also includes energy releases, because they go hand in hand.
And it has to be done interactively with 2 people. One thing that we've really focused on is the fact that you cannot do this work for somebody else. That it is something that we do together, and it is something that is really important to do a lot of visualizations, and all of that is included. And so I just wanted to bring up the compounds, just a real quick overview. There'll be a full training session on the compounds, but this is teaching you how to invite in different types of energies for the healing.
And we can zoom in on the screen a little bit so that it is a little bit clearer.
So we do spiritual energies, healthy emotions, spirit animals. Let's go down though. Okay, we have oils, we have, stones, nutritional supplements. I think foods are next.
I was kind of freezing up.
That's okay. It's okay. We can go ahead and go back. But the portion about the compounds is it's the healing energy and the intelligence of the earth that Heavenly Father has given to us to assist in your healing process. And so the compound section is also incredibly important, because you have to work on the physical healing portion, in addition to the self-sabotage, which is the mental healing, and then the spiritual healing is all throughout the program, the portion that we are also teaching.
Right. So
So
the compounds are very comprehensive, and
yeah,
as
they're a
Melissa
bit
just
complicated, but they're totally worth your time to learn.
looks like we need to center that.
Yeah, we'll fix that. I'm glad we went over this.
Right.
What a great opportunity to learn.
And
All right.
so I'll go ahead and just take us back to the front page.
It's not moving as quickly as I'd
I
hope
know.
it would.
But if we shrink it up again, it'll
Yeah.
be all right.
All right. All right, so that's just a little bit of an example. And on the tapping for the emotional freedom technique, when we go to that link, it teaches you what tapping is, but it also, and the tapping locations gives you a diagram. But these are the ones that we currently have. Not all of these are quite yet, well, actually, maybe only half of them are uploaded to the website. The rest of them are on YouTube, and what they did is at the very top of each one, we have linked the YouTube video, if it actually works for me. We have linked the YouTube video, so what you can do is you can copy that and send it off to your clients so that they can do it. But if you're doing this yourself, you can either watch the video and do along, or if you feel as though it's easier for you to do this yourself, you can learn the shorthand lingo and go through the full tapping sequence. And all the ones that we have on the site are ones that we have created ourselves. And they're all in line with Christ-centered healing. They're all very much faith-based.
Shall I touch upon the preparatory steps?
Sure.
Okay.
That's probably everything else we need to go over today.
So when we look at the preparatory steps, this is what we're going to be dealing with mostly in the initial consult.
Right, and so when you're beginning with yourself, this is where you want to start. You don't want to get too far ahead. You don't want to jump into the compounds or in the self-sabotage or even the energies. You want to work on the cleanup, and that's what this whole page is dedicated to.
Right.
And it gives you word for word. It doesn't just say, release it and move on. It gives you word for word exactly what you need to do. And all of these steps are also described in the training video and in the initial consultation form that we filled out that teaches you what all of these mean also, so that you don't get too overwhelmed and too confused.
So let's take a jump over to the miraculous opportunities for a second. So this is one that is very unique. Our spirits are very powerful, and this is mostly for our spirits here. Mm-hmm. And this is something that it provides some additional healing opportunities for our spirits.
And we have more, but some of them are really sacred to us. And so a lot of the times we will reserve those for our one-on-one appointments and for our mentoring programs. Just because it's difficult to put some of this stuff online. And there's also a few different warning signs to look out for with your clients where you may need to make appointments with us. So just be aware that if that's the case, it's totally fine. Or you can keep your questions for our Saturday Facebook Live videos. And so we do have a private group for this program. And when you do sign up, you'll also receive an invitation to that private group. And every Saturday at noon Central Standard Time, we're going to be doing a Facebook Live where you can ask all of your questions. And if you do have any problems with any clients, we can all assist each other there.
I actually want to take a look at pathogens too.
Okay.
For this set of pathogens, it is very complete. So when we look at parasites,
unknowingly complete,
fungus,
to tell you the truth. It took me forever.
Bacteria, yes.
So big.
Yeah, we've worked on this quite a bit and have been able to refine a lot of this in details that are trying to take people to the next step.
He lived out of the country and then moved to Oklahoma, and so he got hit by like every infection that we could possibly throw at him. So he spent forever, and we refused to go to a medical doctor, and so we spent a lot of time working on the treatments ourselves.
It was kind of like the Lord was saying, here, why don't you learn how to deal with this, and we'll give you this kind of infection. Like, okay, let's see what we need to do about it.
Right, and we continued working on it until it got better. Right. And so it was a really good way to push us to kind of open up our minds and branch out.
I'm going to share with you a short story here. This is actually how we developed infected wounds. This is a really old treatment. It's actually probably a year old. And
This is a fantastic story. Can I tell it?
Well, if you want to hear the excitement involved, go ahead.
Okay, so here's the excitement involved. So me and Paul got married on April Fool's Day of 2016. And I thought that was like the world's best anniversary.
Absolutely.
No gifts, just playing pranks on each other. It's like perfect. Okay. So a couple of days before we got married, his father was coming into town. And we went to the airport to go pick him up. And I was being my same old like silly self. And I decided we should race up. Well, I went up the up escalator. He was going to go up the down escalator because he's a runner and I'm kind of lazy. And so I figured we might actually have a race available. Did I do the escalator or the stairs? I don't remember. I think I still did the escalator. And I still was afraid he might actually beat me. And so he runs to go up the down escalator and he goes straight into one of the steps with his knee, and it totally busts his knee.
Smashed my knee straight into the edge of that step.
It like put a hole all the way to the bone, and it cracked his kneecap. And it was a horrible way to spend our wedding day and our honeymoon. He couldn't walk. He was like waddling everywhere. He could hardly move, poor guy. And so he had some pretty serious infections that we had to deal with. And
it
was a perfect opportunity to learn the infected wounds treatment.
And this, like I said, is about a year old, and so this was kind of when we were starting out and getting kind of good at it. But with this, it's very complicated actually. So this one really started to push us to improve our.
They're not going to understand what they're seeing right now, so let's not. But it really does. It has a significant. There's about 4 more pages there. A significant amount of instruction telling you exactly what to do, and then muscle testing exactly what type of infection that you're dealing with.
And so the infection that, based upon muscle testing, that I actually had to deal with the most was a staph infection. As we know, those can be very severe.
Yeah, and you were pretty sick.
Yeah. And it was painful. I cannot tell you. It was painful.
And he refused anything over the counter. So it was pretty impressive that all of his treatments were done naturally. And we were communicating with his body what his body needed. And that's what the muscle testing offers you, is an opportunity to communicate with the body exactly what's going on, exactly what the body needs to heal, what the spirit needs to heal. And you can even ask the questions of where you are in the mall mapping, which is trying to figure out where you are mentally and how to get where you need to go.
So when we deal with bacteria and virus, this is what we work with right now. And so as we were talking about, is very complete. We've put a lot of work into it, and we've had a lot of success with it.
And we absolutely have a video that is going to teach you how to do this. So each of the sections, we have videos that we are putting together to teach you exactly how to do everything that is listed, so that you don't just get the program and then you're lost.
So the bacteria and virus ones, they're really more for the weaker to moderate type of strains. But we've been working on some more harmful ones. As I said, we worked on the staph infection, but yesterday we actually worked on Lyme. And so Lyme is going to be posted on here next.
Yeah. And so always whenever we're working on any of these, we're doing muscle testing, but we're also, and we usually have a client or we have somebody that we're working with who has something to kind of push us out of our comfort zone. But we also use a significant amount of personal revelation where we want God to lead us. We want Him to teach us how to work these bodies, because He created the body. He knows how to keep it healthy, and He knows how to fix it. And so we really want the majority of our training to come from Him.
All right. Would you like to talk about any of the other topics?
No, I think that's it. We just want to invite you guys to join us in this program, and you really have nothing to lose. It's only $29 a month, and it's really easy to discontinue if this doesn't fit your family. But we do ask that you don't copy the program, and we do ask that you respect the honor system in that manner. So we're so grateful. We are so grateful for the opportunity to serve you, and we both have a beautiful healing journey that is available that we would love to also share with you. And you can kind of understand why we have started this and why we wish to do this to share this powerful message with you.
You know what? I think maybe talking about excess tissue for a minute might be nice.
Okay, so German New Medicine teaches us that when you experience a trauma, your body stores that trauma in your body as excess dense tissue.
Hold on. I just want to make a comment here. I think the network's having a big problem. We had a storm earlier, and the connection right now.
Like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, but the connection right now isn't working very well.
Typically, it's a much quicker. Yeah, typically it's a much quicker program, and it'll give you the information faster.
Yeah. So.
And this isn't linked.
Right. So we have a little work to do on excess tissue.
We have it all written up.
But
Maybe it's just not ready to share.
But it's a very important part of our treatment.
Right. And so the way that the body stores the trauma energy in this excess dense tissue can be recognized in the medical world as cancer. And so what we do is we're working on, as we heal from the trauma and as we do the self-sabotage steps, that we're also communicating with the body what it needs to heal as we do everything else. And so we have worked on liver cancer and breast cancer and had fantastic success. And we've also dabbled in one client with stage 4 cancer, and we were able to work with him for a few months. We didn't get a significant amount of work with him, but he experienced so much relief. His pain level went from unbearable to more than just manageable. Without even medication, it was incredibly manageable. And so yeah, we just want to share that there's definitely hope, that there's definitely a beautiful gift that Heavenly Father has offered us in how to take care of these bodies.
All right, so let's just kind of take back to the front and say goodbye.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us, and we hope to see you in the future. Have a lovely day.
Goodbye.